Sure, and I have a motion that I'm moving that's been circulated in advance. Deals with lighting, safety audit, investment in the park, I believe Forever Park, the establishment of a community liaison committee, and whatnot, and you have advanced circulation to read that. Thank you to everyone who came out today in support of Hope Shelter and with concerns of Hope Shelter. It's regardless of your position, it shows you care about your community and your willingness to work together, and I really appreciate you taking the time. I would also like to thank Councillor Fletcher for her help on this project, and I wish her best of luck in her recovery. I know she did wish to be here today. Shelters are never universally popular, and some are met with more opposition than others. Unfortunately, we need homeless shelters. And since we lost the Hope Shelter downtown, the city has had fewer beds than people who need them. So shelters are not popular, but they are needed. This places any politician in a difficult position. We must balance the demands and desires of those we represent with the safety of the most vulnerable people in our city. I have never been afraid to stand up for what I believe in: toll roads, term limits, a 6-story condo in the beach, and in this case, a homeless men's shelter. Some residents have been upset with me for my frankness, but I truly believe honesty is the best policy. I do understand the confusion among local residents, however. They are used to being consulted on many things: park improvements, laneway namings, development applications, etc. But shelters follow a different process, and I feel the city and councillors need to do a better job explaining that. This is an issue that I will be working on in the future because communication is key, and residents need to know how and when they can contribute to the success of a shelter. The stigma and prejudice directed towards homeless people, particularly homeless men, is rooted in fear. Fear that is based on many unfortunate stereotypes. We need to remember that criminals, alcoholics, sex offenders, and thieves come in all shapes and sizes, come from all walks of life, come from all income brackets, and live in all types of accommodation. Being homeless does not mean you lack a moral compass. Every day, and today especially, being Bell Let's Talk campaign to fight the stigma of mental health and mental illness, we need to make a strong effort to ensure people get the help they need in tough situations. I actually live a few blocks away from a homeless men's shelter. I walk by it regularly, and my children walk by it on the way to the subway and the gym. The shelter was not there when I moved into the area, but it has transitioned in and is considered part of the community. It can work. Finally, I want to speak about the location of the shelter. While nearly everyone in Toronto understands the need for shelters, when they are located close to their home, they're a little less enthusiastic. But collectively, we have decided that the need for shelter space is so great that we will allow them almost everywhere in the city. If it's on an arterial road and 250 meters away from another shelter, we are thrilled to have it, because people are literally dying in the streets. And if a group like the Salvation Army is prepared to house 80 homeless men, then we have a moral obligation to allow them to do so. So I understand that there are some concerns from local residents, and I'm happy to address them, which our motion does. We will invest in lighting in the area. We will work to improve the park, form a Friends of Maple Leaf Park group. We will deal with the vacant derelict properties that have been abandoned for a long time. We will also work with all of you to help make this shelter a success for the men who will use it, and you and your neighborhood. Thank you to staff for all your incredible work, your hard work on this, especially to Officer John Morris of 55 Division, who has endlessly reached out to the community on his bike, walking on foot, on the social media. He's been there. To Gord, Philip, and the amazing Emily from Shelter Support and Housing, And of course, to Salvation Army's Bradley and Joy, who did a tremendous job communicating with residents and explaining the value of the shelter. This issue will not end today, nor when it is endorsed at City Council. We will all, city staff, Salvation Army, residents, businesses, Councillor Fletcher, and myself, continue to work to ensure that the New Hope shelter is a success. Thank you.